Hey guys, okay, so yeah, this video is basically just me talking about why I've decided to do FBA and kind of some of the stuff that I've used for my first shipment. Um, yeah, for those of you that have been following me for a while, I have made videos in the past saying that FBA wasn't for me. It's not really something that I felt like I would enjoy. I didn't want to just be all day scanning stuff into Amazon. And I enjoyed the more going out and finding the strange and the weird items and things that I could put on eBay and get a quick cash flow going. And I've enjoyed that very, very much for the last year. You know, I love doing that. I still do that. You saw from my last, not my last video, but the video before the bolo, the mug bolo they were all my eBay sales for over a month. So I do well on eBay. You know, that's not an issue. But the issue that I have now is because my business is growing, I'm bringing in more and more stock. I'm now sourcing like 3 to 4 times a week. When I started, I was doing once a month, and then it was once a week, and now it's 3 or 4 times a week. I don't do boot sales at the moment. I just do auctions, and Gumtree and charity shops, because I can't really get to boot sales. It's very, very rarely can I get to them. So yeah, because of that, more and more stock's coming through the door, which means that I have more time photographing this stuff. I have, more time listing it, more time shipping it and packing it and all that stuff. So if I can send it off to Amazon and have them do most of the work for me, then I see that as a good thing. And some of you will know this already. If you've seen me post a photo in the Facebook group, then you'll know that I've recently put together an FBA order. And I'm going to show you. I've got 2 boxes that are being picked up tomorrow, Monday morning, by UPS. This is the smaller box. Okay, I'm going to show you this one. And it's this guy here. This is a 9 kilogram box. The other one is 22 kilograms. And that's the label that's on the front. I'll show you this. Okay, so you can see the label. It's a 2-part label. You get on this side here, you get your normal kind of like postage label. On this side, you get your FBA information. So and yeah, so it's it's pretty good. There's a tracking number, so at least I can track the stuff. And it's going to Marsden Gate, Bedfordshire, Richmond. So yeah, it was quite a nice thing to do, to be honest. I'm not going to show you the 22 kilogram box. That's over there. I'm not sure if you can really even see it, but it's kind of just down there. But yeah, it was quite a nice process. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I actually did. Obviously, it required a lot of packing. It took me over a day when I actually decided to start doing it. It took me over a day to get everything wrapped up, because I decided to just go real budget friendly on this. Yes, to do it properly, you need a thermal printer or at least a laser printer, bags, polymailer bags with the suffocation labels and stuff. But I wanted to do it as budget friendly as possible, because my cash flow is terrible right now. I've had to do like 4 refunds this month because of missing packages. None of it is because of things that I've sold not turning out to be what they are. It's all been missing packages. 1 with Hermes. Sorry, no, 2 with Hermes. No, 1 with Hermes, 3 with Royal Mail. And no, sorry, 2 with Hermes, 2 with Royal Mail. That was it. Which is really annoying. So, and a bundle of stuff that I purchased this month, which would have done really good for me because it was some real good stuff in it, good electrical equipment. The guy's just not bothered to send it. He said he would send it, and then he didn't. Then when I messaged him, he said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I've been busy with work. I'll send it 24-hour delivery on Monday." This was last Monday, obviously. Didn't turn up, and then the guy is rejecting my messages, so I've had to open up a claim, and it's just been I was going to say something else, but I won't because I don't know the age of my viewers. But it's not been a very nice month for that kind of stuff. But either way, so I did it on a budget, and I used my inkjet printer to do the FBA labels. And what I did was, when the labels went on, I then just put a layer of tape over the top, and that's to stop, not necessarily fading, but certainly smudging. It will slow down the fading process of the labels, but obviously, ideally, you don't want your items to be in the Amazon warehouse that long for the labels to fade anyway. So, but of course, long term, I will be getting a thermal printer. That's not an issue. I will be doing things a little bit better than I had done before. But I'll tell you what I bought. I spent £20 on 6 rolls of this, which is pallet grade cling film. Okay, and it's this stuff here. If I can get some of this out, and it's like very, very sticky stuff, and it just kind of, you wrap it around and it forms a real nice tight seal. And I said 20 quid for this, with the 6 rolls of 200 mils each, which was really good. I mean, I wrapped up over 72 items, including having to obviously waste some, just, you know, cutting excess off. And you can see that's just one roll, and I've still got all that left. So that was really, really good. I've got, you can't really see, but I've got like another 5 rolls just there. So yeah, this was money well spent in my opinion. The inkjet printer, I just used normal sticky labels. I already had easy peel labels because that's what I use for sticking on packages and stuff, like, you know. So for example, this was actually an easy peel, 1 sheet of A4 easy peel label, and then I just put tape on it just to make sure, to be honest. But I didn't have to because it's self-adhesive. So yeah, I sat there and I wrapped everything. You don't have to, but I wrapped all the board games. I wrapped up in this because I didn't want the boxes coming open. I wrapped up all the individual media. So I've got Xbox Original, Xbox 360, Xbox One. I've got PC software. I wrapped up every single item except for the items that were already factory sealed. I had a couple of board games that were still factory sealed. I had some software that was factory sealed. But even DVD movies, I wrapped up in this. You know, board games, mugs. Well, actually, I got 1 mug and that was in a box, but I still wrapped this around it. So everything is sealed. I know for my own peace of mind that nothing is going to fall out and nothing's going to get lost. And more importantly, nothing's going to get damaged. If one Amazon worker comes in with a big tall glass of Coke and pours it everywhere, I know if it goes over my stuff, it's safe. You know, it's probably not going to happen, but you never know. So always best to be prepared. So yeah, so I use this stuff. You don't need 6 rolls. You can probably just buy a single roll of this. And to be honest, now I wish I just bought 1 roll because I didn't need that much. But yeah, so normal inkjet printer. Obviously I used the built-in Amazon discount for UPS. There's 31.5 kilograms worth of items here that are going, and it cost me just 15 quid in postage, which I personally truly believe that is incredible amount. I may have been able to get it cheaper. A few people told me to, like, instead of having 1 big box and then this box, separate them into loads of small little boxes and you get a bit of a discount or something. But all that stuff is something I'd learn in the future. This was my first shipment. 72 items from board games, software, puzzles, quite a few puzzles actually, which is something I don't usually do, puzzles, but they sold quite well. As far as the sales figures, I just checked camel, and you can kind of, if you turn on marketplace used and sales figures, sales rank, anytime a sales rank goes up, just check how much the marketplace used price was, or at least also if you check marketplace new as well, you'll see if, you know, because obviously sometimes it would be people buying new stuff, and you're selling it used, thinking that, oh, that's how much you're getting it used, but they're obviously very, very different prices. And you know, I've got everything listed and you know, booked in, I should say, my shipment, and I've worked out that sales price, if I got the figure that I want for it all, would be around £800 on the 72 items. Now, of course, that's sales price. That's before Amazon will take their fees, which I know are more with FBA. But here's one thing that I've been hearing a lot lately is people saying that, oh, the Amazon FBA fees are so much higher. Why would you sell on FBA that the fees are higher? But you've got to keep in mind what they're doing for you. Okay, now at the moment, if you've been doing like what I've been doing, the process goes, let's say it's a Monday morning, okay? Monday morning, you go out, you go to a charity shop, you buy £30 worth of items, and they're worth £100, okay? You've got to get them home, you've got to find space for them, you've got to find a room for them. Now, this is the only room that I can have stock in, and it's not the best of, you know, spaces here, but I've managed so far. So you've got to find space, you've got to find room for this stuff. You've got to list it, so you've got to photograph every item and put it on eBay. And that obviously has a fee. You know, I pay £20 a month for the basic shop on eBay because that's all I need personally. So I pay £20 a month on eBay. Obviously, you pay your final value fee and you pay PayPal fees when that item sells. You've now got to pack up that item, so you need a box or you need bags that cost money. Okay, so you have to go out and, you know, buy poly mailers or whatever, brown paper. So that's a cost as well. Okay, but you've got to pack it. You've now got to ship it, which is two options. You can either go out yourself and take it to the post office or a parcel shop or wherever, hand deliver it if you want, if they're local. But either way, normally it's a post office or somewhere. Or you can book a collection. But either way, you've got to do all that yourself. Okay, so you've got to pack it, you've got to ship it, label it, all that stuff yourself. And all that has a cost. It may be minimal, but it still has a cost. Whereas with Amazon, yes, you pay a little bit more in fees, but you can also ask for more. And, you know, a really good example is a Simpsons Cluedo that I sold recently. And I sold it for £8.99 on eBay. That's really all I could get for it. Any more, no one would have known. And there was other people also really selling it for around that price. And yet people on Amazon FBA were getting £20 plus for it. Yes, they were only probably making about £14 to £15 on it, but I still only made like 5 or 6 on mine. And yet mine was just as good condition as theirs. But I made, well, under half what everybody else did. So I thought, well, okay, so yes, you know, you can ask for more on FBA. Yes, there are more fees, but you can ask for more, so it evens itself up. And when that item sells, I don't have, well, I still have to find space for it when I bring it home, of course, so that's the same. But I just bung it in a massive box. I wrap it up with some of this, put a label on it, done. That's now ready for FBA. That can just stay in the box until I send it to them. And when that box gets full up, you just close the lid, tape it up, and off it goes. So you're sending it once. You're sending one item, or, you know, one box once, rather than all these little items that every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're out packing and shipping. So that it saves you all that time. And so for me, it allows me to do the most enjoyable part of this business more regularly, which is the sourcing. And I'm sure everybody agrees that the most enjoyable part is going out there and buying this stuff, bringing it home, having a really good old look over it and seeing how much it's worth. The rest is part of the business, you know, the packing and the shipping and all that stuff. That's part of it. But it's not the most enjoyable part. You know, I'm sure there are people that do enjoy that, but not as much as the sourcing. So for me, it's the convenience. I'm willing to pay Amazon a little bit more money because they're picking it, packing it, shipping it, and of course dealing with all customer service, which I don't have to. And some people are a joy to deal with, I must admit. they're fantastic and they're understanding, but there's a lot that aren't, and I hate dealing with those kind of people. So if Amazon can do that for me, fantastic. If it means me paying £2 more on my fees or whatever it is, fine. You know, I'll be more than happy to do that because they do all the work for me. So that's really why I do it. You know, it's my first go at this. It may backfire on me. I don't think it will, because I've got stuff that I feel will sell pretty quickly. The games will probably go very quick. There's not a great markup with many games nowadays, unless they're bolos, but they sell quick. So, you know, if I sold 10 games and only made £2 profit on each of them in a week, that's still 20 quid's worth of games I'm going to make back myself within that week. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. You know, if I put them on eBay, they may not, you know, last. They may not, sell that quickly. So, and then I've got to pack them and ship them all individually every single day. So yeah. So that's really what I did. You know, is try not to overthink FBA. They do have a lot of rules in terms of, you know, it's got to be thermal printed labels, and it's got to be a certain, you know, you got oversized packages and stuff. But I mean, I say 72 items, and I've got puzzles that are like that big, and they still classed as standard size. They didn't put them in the oversized category at all. So I can send in 5,000 items. I've actually signed up for the Pro merchant account, which is £20 a month. So it's the same price that I was paying for eBay anyway. And to be honest, I'm contemplating closing my eBay store and just selling on eBay normally, because I'll be selling a lot less on eBay anyway. So but yeah, I'm just gonna maybe close the store so I don't have to pay the £20 a month eBay fee. So, but I'll see about that. I don't know yet. I don't know how that's going to work out. But yeah, so obviously I'm going to update you guys at the end of the week to see how FBA is done. It won't be a true reflection of FBA at the moment because it's Christmas time. So Christmas time, you're always going to sell more than you would normally. The true test on FBA would be how many items I sell through, say, like February, March, all that, you know, those kind of times. Because they're always kind of renowned to be a bit slower months than anywhere else. People are still recovering from Christmas. So yeah, anyways, that's about it really. I think that's kind of all I really did. I booked it in. Yeah, in fact, if any of you really want the full process of FBA, check out Michael Pierce. Okay, Google Michael Pierce FBA, and he has this like hour-long video, and it's like 4 or 5 videos in one, and it's showing you his whole process from when he has an item to packing it to booking it in to the FBA inventory page to marking it, you know, getting the shipment done, to because obviously with UPS you pay for the postage via Amazon, and they give you a label to stick on the front, just like Hermes or Royal Mail or whoever else would. But once it's on the front, there's no one going to come to pick it up. You have to go to the UPS website and book in a collection and just say, you know, I've got the label ready, it's all paid for, can you just come and collect it? And then they give you a day to collect it at a time, all that stuff. But Amazon explain all this throughout the process. They tell you what you've got to do as you go along. It's a lot easier than I expected it to be. It looked very confusing before I did it, but actually going through it, it was self-explanatory, most of it. So yeah, that's about it really. It's how you can do it on a budget. Just use your inkjet, put a bit of tape over the label, and Amazon are perfectly fine with that. Use maybe some of this stuff, because the good thing with this stuff is it doesn't require a suffocation label because it's cling film. It has basically no contained bag element. It's all open, so you don't have to worry about suffocating. So no labels are required. And yeah, that's that. Obviously, one tip I will give is I had a Disney puzzle, and it came with like 5 barcodes. So obviously when you've got the FBA label, you have to cover the original barcode of the item, but that leaves all the others free. So I actually have labels, just like little peel off labels, very small ones, and I use those. They're just blank labels to cover the other barcodes. Amazon don't mind that. They don't care if there's labels stuck all over it, as long as they're all blank and there's only one main FBA label. So anyway, yeah, that's about that. I've taken up far too much of your time today. It's like over an hour's worth of videos today. So yeah, thank you for watching. If there are any questions about FBA, yes, I'm new and this is my first shipment, but having been through the process, I might be able to answer some of your questions. So if you do have any, feel free to drop them in the comments. I hope you guys have had a fantastic month, and if you're going to get into FBA, do it very soon, because you want to get your stuff in for Christmas. And if you leave it too much later, your stuff's just not going to be processed in time, and then people may think that they're not going to get the items in time, so they won't order. So yeah, thank you, and yeah, cheers.